Hey, what's up? This is Zev Gotkin here, freelance copywriter, content writer, social media marketer. Been in freelance for about a year doing marketing for different companies, and today I want to talk about something that might help all you freelancers, consultants, self-employed people out there, or entrepreneurs building a business. I myself aspire to build a digital marketing agency. So I want to give you some advice that I've, from just my year of full-time freelancing and building a small, viable freelance marketing operation. I want to talk about how to deal with rejection, like as in you're trying to pitch potential different prospects and they say no, as well as when a client that you have decides to no longer work with you. Keep in mind that even the biggest companies and most professional, successful people are still told no now and then, and not every client service provider relationship is a good fit, and even a very successful business always has issues sometimes with clients or customers, and loses clients and customers, but that doesn't necessarily mean what they're providing is either, you know, not good or that they're going to go out of business anytime soon. So keeping that in mind, I first want to say you have to develop a thick skin. You have to, first of all, you have to be brave to do this. So if you're doing this already, you deserve a round of applause to go around and actually try to get people to pay you for your services. Even if you're really good, I know a lot of people, especially creative, talented people, who really they're too afraid to even get out there and start pitching and start selling themselves. So if you're doing that, if you're getting that far, you already deserve a round of applause, and you should be very proud of yourself. You should just keep doing it. But if you are, if you're running against some brick walls, some setbacks, and you're being told no, first thing I want you to do is not take it personally and not get upset and not blame yourself and not say, oh, well, it's because I suck and or my service or product is inferior. More likely, it could be a number of factors. It could be they really don't. First of all, whatever reason they give you might not even ever be the reason. Just like with dating. You have to learn how to take rejection and take it with a grain of salt. Let's say they don't want to work with you for whatever reason. Sometimes the real reason is they just don't have the money and they don't have the budget. And you're not necessarily charging too much. You're charging maybe what you should be charging. They just can't afford it. Sometimes it's because they just, for whatever reason, don't like you. And guess what? Not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Another reason could be that their boss just isn't serious about it. Whoever's the decision maker just isn't interested. Which I would say in that case, always try to go directly for the decision maker and bypass the gatekeepers. If a gatekeeper, someone who's a director or whatever, works at the company, says they're going to think about it, talk to their boss, let me tell you something, you don't have a lead. You're just talking to somebody. It doesn't mean anything until you actually get in touch with the decision maker. So if you're having trouble getting in touch with the decision maker, or you're too afraid to keep pushing, well, all I can tell you is either go elsewhere or just, I don't know how else to put this, have some balls and go for the decision maker. Now, if a client drops you, and look, I have plenty of clients, thank God, that are really awesome, but of course, I sometimes have some who give me a hard time. I've had difficult clients, everyone has, and I know I have people who run really successful companies who also have turnover and have had difficult clients. And I've also been told that, a lot of like when I was first getting started 4 years ago, especially, I had some of my most difficult clients. Often when you're just starting out, and you're having, and you're often kind of getting, people are working with you just based on price, just because you have the lowest price in town. That's usually going to be the most difficult to please clients. It's often the ones who are paying the least. And that's because they're not really necessarily doing it because they share your why or the belief in what you're doing and they love what you're doing, but because they want to get the lowest price. So that's another piece of advice. Try to get people to buy you based on brand, based on need, based on some unique thing you provide, not based on sale, like the lowest bidder, because those clients are going to be the biggest pain in the ass and cost you a lot more in the long run. But anyway, if a client decides not to continue working with you, sometimes it's not a good fit. You know, sometimes they just, you know, they either they're not good at communicating what they need, their budget has run out, or you and them, you know, just have different ways of seeing things. So don't react, don't get emotional, don't send that email when you're pissed off or whatever. Don't walk around thinking I suck, I'm not good, it's my fault, I'm a bad whatever the hell you do. Because if you take it personally and think that the person didn't hire you because or decides not to continue working with you. Oh, another thing. You know, sometimes, especially when you're a freelancer, you're going to occasionally run into people who are going to be negative. Sometimes, if somebody decides not to continue working with you or something like that, they may be nasty, they may be rude, they may be impolite. They may say, well, I don't think you're going to be very successful, or you're not going, or you're gonna, you know, I don't think you're gonna be able to monetize what you're doing, or I don't think it's a good business model. I don't think you're gonna have other clients who are, you're gonna have problems with clients or something. They sometimes try to, because there's all kinds of people in the world. Sometimes people be rude, and this is what you have to say to yourself. One, if the person doesn't think we're a good fit and doesn't want to work with me, then amicably move on. You can amicably, politely say, it's just business, nothing personal. We weren't a good fit. That's fine. As they say in Yiddish, gesundheit hate. All right, be well. We'll part ways. But that gives you no excuse to start, you know, insulting somebody or projecting making bullshit predictions about if they're going to be successful or not. And if someone does that to you, don't get angry, don't go crazy, don't do anything you may regret that could hurt your reputation and possibly really just not be good for you in the long run. You just, you know, whatever you have to do, I don't know, punch a pillow, scream, whatever, vent about it with your friend over a beer, I don't care. But don't do anything rash with a client. Just decide you're not going to let it get under your skin. They don't hold the keys to your future success. You know, just like when you were in school, if you did, let's say you were something you didn't get a great grade in the class that you were studying, that you were interested in. If that teacher told you, well, you'll never be successful because you aren't good at this, you didn't do well in my class, or I don't like your writing, that doesn't mean you're not a good writer, or I don't like your style of design, that doesn't mean you're a bad designer. So don't be so sensitive, don't give a fuck. That person's just a douche. So move on amicably, smile, it's a new day, you got new opportunities, and just keep trucking away. Alright, I'm out, back to work.